10 most memorable moments in NBA history. Hey guys, welcome back to Sports Crazies. Today, we'll talk about the most memorable moments in NBA history. Let's head into it. Number 10. Linsanity. If this list was counting down to the most unlikely moments of the decade, Linsanity would have been number 1. Considered a fringe NBA player at best, Lin only got his chance out of sheer desperation on coach Mike D'Antoni's part, and his big break came right before the team was reportedly planning on cutting him. Lin dropped 25 points, 5 rebounds, and 7 assists in his breakout game against the Nets, sending Madison Square Garden into absolute raptures. That was the start of the Lin-fueled 7-game winning streak for the previously awful Knicks, one of which included Lin dropping 38 on the Lakers.
This is what I like. I like this. Lin picks it up. Lin drives in and lays it in.
And that was before he nailed the dramatic game winner in Toronto. Every time you thought Linsanity couldn't get any crazier,
Defense. Anytime you get an opportunity to trap the Lakers, trap them. Get out in the open floor. And listen to this Garden crowd.
it did. Overnight, Lin went from being an unknown G League player to a global celebrity who transcended basketball. Number 9. Ray Allen's famous shot. When LeBron James missed a desperate 3 with 9 seconds remaining and the Miami Heat down 3 in a win-or-go-home Game 6 finals matchup with the Spurs, the Heat looked like they were cooked. But then it happened.
With about 4 minutes gone here in the first quarter, James outside, left free to fire from 3. Wall going in.
Chris Bosh somehow grabbed the offensive rebound, dish out to a furiously backpedaling Ray Allen in the corner, who launched one of the most difficult shots in NBA history, and swished it. The rest was history, as Miami proceeded to win Game 6 in overtime, and Game 7 after that. Had Allen's shot missed, the Miami Big 3 era may very well have been considered a failure. Luckily for them, they were bailed out by a dude who was meticulous enough to practice that shot habitually, just in case he ever needed it.
To the second shot, and clearly a three-point shot.
They confirmed that it was a 3.
Number 8. Derrick Rose, the youngest MVP. Why can't I be MVP? When Derrick Rose uttered those famous words at Media Day in 2010, it seemed like one hell of a stretch. He was only 21 at the time, still about 7 years away from when most players reach their apex.
Off balance, it spins in.
And yet 6 months later, Rose was standing in the middle of the United Center clutching the MVP trophy, following an electric season which cemented his immense popularity around the world. Number 7. Russell Westbrook. Very few of us ever thought anyone would ever replicate Oscar Robertson's season-long triple-double average, but Russell Westbrook defied the odds and managed the feat in 2016-2017.
This guy's unbelievable. He is so fun to watch.
Westbrook and Durant will dictate this offensive possession.
And was crowned league MVP in the process. After averaging triple-doubles in the following 2 seasons as well, Robertson only did it once. Westbrook was putting up such consistently giddy numbers that he started to desensitize us all to triple-doubles and large stat lines in general. Westbrook's numbers and all-around play have long been a polarizing topic, with accusations of stat padding being hurled from all 4 corners of the Twitter sphere, and Westbrook unable to translate those stats into meaningful postseason success. But from a purely statistical standpoint, his achievements were undeniably impressive. Number 6. LeBron James returns to Cleveland. LeBron James returned to Cleveland, which was only enabled by the Cavs. Winning the draft lottery for the 3rd time in 4 years turned his previous Cleveland PR disaster into a sporting fairy tale.
With 16 into James, doubled in. Touch screen, throws it away, LeBron the other way.
Everyone loves a dramatic return. Just ask WWE, and everyone loves a redemption story too. 2 years later, James delivered on his promise of bringing the Cavs a title, topping off a story for the ages. Number 5. Kobe Bryant dropped 60 in his last game. Kobe Bryant, at 37 years of age, wasn't himself in his final season, but that didn't stop him turning back the clock in his final game, scoring 60 points in one of the great mic drop exits in sports. And sure, he took 50 shots in the process, but if there was ever a time to shoot your shot, that was it. Number 4. The Warriors go 73-9. The Bulls' 72-10 record was never meant to be broken, but in 2016, the Warriors did exactly that. Steph Curry won his 2nd consecutive MVP award that year, and the Warriors had never looked more unstoppable. The fact they were so committed to breaking the record was remarkable in itself, especially considering the dip in motivation traditionally experienced by reigning champion squads, as well as the reluctance of teams to overexert their players during the regular season. Oh, and shout out to Steve Kerr, who was a member of both the 72-10 Bulls and the 73-9 Warriors. Number 3. The Decision. Many assume that with LeBron James going on national TV to announce his free agency decision in 2010, he had to be going back to Cleveland. There was no way he would leave America's most tortured sports city in his hometown.
So what's new? What's been going on with you this summer?
Man, this whole free agent experience, I'm looking forward to it.
or close enough to it, in such brutal, public, and blatantly cruel fashion, but he did. The decision was so ill-conceived and poorly received that it took years for James' reputation to recover, and the only thing that truly fixed it was his return to Cleveland 4 years later.
What have you thought about this process?
This process has been everything I've thought and more, and that's what I did a few.
Number 2. Kevin Durant joins the Warriors.
Durant heading to the Golden State Warriors. How are you viewing this move from Durant?
Well, I'm viewing it as the weakest move I've ever seen from a superstar.
No moment this decade was as league alerting as this one. Kevin Durant joining the Warriors, which was only made possible by a dramatic cap spike, ruined the NBA's competitive balance in one fell swoop.
That's just how I look at it. It's not that he's leaving Oklahoma City. If you're not happy there and you want to move on and you want to grow as a player,
It didn't matter how good the other teams were. They were never going to beat a squad that could roll out Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, and Andre Iguodala.
In the world, he's a quintessential superstar. He deserves all the credit in the world for the talent that he possesses. But the flip side is this.
When healthy, these dudes were always going to win every single year they were together. And not only did Durant's move to Golden State destroy the league parity, it destroyed Durant's reputation. Even now, he's widely viewed by fans as the guy who took the easy way out, the coward who couldn't stand up to the rival gang and decided to join them instead. The ongoing outrage and disrespect that stemmed from Durant's decision remains truly immense. Number 1. LeBron's Cavs comeback. LeBron James embraces Kevin Love as the Cleveland Cavaliers come back from 3-1 down to win the 2016 NBA Championship against the Golden State Warriors in June 19, 2016. It wasn't just that LeBron James returned to end Cleveland's title drought, it was how he did it. The Cavs' performance in the 2016 finals marked one of the greatest comebacks in sporting history and was capped off with one of the best defensive plays we've ever seen. No one in their right mind would have thought they had a chance down 3-1 against a squad which had just gone 73-9 and a stake legitimate claim as the greatest team of all time. But James, Kyrie Irving, and the Cavs fought all the way back and knocked off one of the most dominant teams ever in the league's most imposing arena.
Bulldoze. You can't get a better look than they got right there if you're the witness. James with a great spin. Oh, what a play!
This brings us to the end of our video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit like if you did, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so that you don't miss any of our videos in the future. Also, watch the 2 videos that are on your screen because I'm sure you'll love them. With that, I'll see you in the next video.